Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Talladega Superspeedway right here on the Racers Elite Network. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have my good friend, my buddy Dakota LaRue. He's going to be up here with us today as we get ready to watch these drivers tackle this 2.66 mile super speedway here for the Full Send Super Speedway series right here on iRacing. Dakota, the last couple of weeks, these guys have been keeping their cool, but will today be any different? And will somebody finally absolutely just lose it?
Well, I believe this is one of the fastest cars in the game here, so should be a pretty interesting one. And I got a feeling we might have that caution today, but we'll have to see how things play out.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to have to see how things play out as we are getting ready to transfer. Or no, I'm sorry. I believe we already. Yeah, we're just a couple minutes here from transferring into our qualifying session. And before we actually get down to our qualifying session, um, let's go ahead and talk with a couple drivers out here on track. Uh, let's see who may be available for us to talk to here today. Give me one moment. I know that there was one driver that I was wanting to talk to, and that's going to be last week's winner, Jonathan Stidham. Jonathan Stidham, he is currently sitting on top of the point standings. So let's see what his plan is going to be here for today. Um, well, how about that? Jonathan Stidham is not down here. But you know what? Let's go ahead and talk to Aaron Roth in that number 57 machine. Let me go ahead and get him up here with us. Hey, Mr. Roth, it is a Mike and Dakota up in the booth. Do you got a copy, sir? Discord is muted, by the way.
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Nah, you're good, buddy. You're good. How are you doing this week? And man, how are you feeling?
Doing pretty good. Today was my last day of light duty at work. I gotta go back to work full strength on Monday.
Oh yeah, I see you're getting ready to pull back out here onto the speedway to probably get another lap in here before we get qualifying underway. How are you feeling about today, and what's it going to take for you to win the race today?
I'm doing one more setting on my wheel here. Had a little bit of rubber banding effect and trying to get rid of that, but otherwise, the HD _ Motorsports Chevy Camaro, I think, is going to be pretty fast today. We hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we won't keep you much longer, but you've got a win so far under your belt this season, so let's see if we can get you another win here today at Talladega, buddy.
Yes, and I am missing my spotter tonight, so I got to rely on the in-game spotter.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
So, all right, man.
Alrighty.
Best of luck to you in your race today, sir.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the driver of the number 57 machine of Aaron Roth. Let's come down here. You know, let's bring up somebody who we don't really often talk too much about. And that's going to be Steve Castle. Steve, it's Mike and Dakota up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I sure do.
Steve, man, you have been wicked fast the last few weeks, and I know we're getting ready to go into qualifying here. But what's it going to take for you to get into victory lane here today at Talladega?
It's going to take a lot of luck, and a lot of teamwork.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, I saw that you were down there hanging out with Jack Kelly. With you guys are part of Melon Man, and is it just going to be the two of you today for Melon Man? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and get you sent back down. Melon Man. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely got plenty of time left here for things to happen. And we're going to take a look here at this number 18 black pink driver of Blake Weekend. He keeps getting oh so close, but just always ending up coming short. Oh, as he's having some radio connectivity issues there. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42. Let's go ahead and talk about him and Run Over Racing. He's been wicked fast so far here in the Super Speedway series, and I know he struggled a little bit here at Talladega, but do you think he could possibly have luck here at Talladega in the Gen 6s? Yeah, definitely. As we're taking a look here at a couple drivers. Right now, Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine has rocketed himself up into that top spot. Oh, now I take that back. Now Timothy Eisburn in the number 92's taking over that top spot. Timothy Eisburn, his time is coming for a race win, and I think it could very well happen at Talladega. And it could be in these cars, but it could also be another car. So definitely I'm expecting Tim to be up in the victory lane here very soon. Yeah, as we're taking a look here at Matt Metler in that number 311 machine heading up into turn number 1. He is a couple seconds off pace there, but he was just running the top line last lap to get himself running because it takes about a lap for these cars to get up to full song. So running that outside lane on that out lap is absolutely best. Yeah, definitely. As you see Matt Miller getting ready to... You have no audio.
I opened it. Put it in here. Put it in here.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to take a look. Sorry about that, guys. My partner is off camping at the moment. And yeah, and I'm on big time daddy duty, so I've got to pay a little extra attention with him as well. But you know what? I can do this. All right. So it looks like...
Right.
yeah, let me get a radio check from you, Dakota.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
There he is. I apologize about that, but we got Dakota back and running here. Aaron Roth up to second here on the leaderboard. Austin Sale in that number 300 machine, which he's running a throwback to Terry Labonte in that number 5. He's going to finish up here in that 9th spot. Kirby Wainscott in his Kentucky Fried Chicken number 10 Toyota Camry. He's coming out of a turn number 4. And I believe, yep, this is his first time lap, so he's going to yank that wheel down to the inside here as he moves into turn 1 to start his final lap, entering at 187, which is not a bad time whatsoever there.
And man, we were talking about Timothy Osborne having the pole, and look at that. Just like that, he's falling all the way back to 12th. I mean,
Yeah,
and it's not even that he's that far off, only a 10th to the leader currently.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just how close all of these drivers are in time here today. I mean, that's just typical, Talladega racing for you, though.
Yes, sir. But I mean, here in the past few weeks where we've been going flag to flag, the main thing isn't even where you start, it's how good of a pit stop you can get and
Yep.
where you are when you pit in the group that you pit with. Because if you're able to get any kind of advantage in the pits, it seems like it pays off dividends in the long run.
Oh, yeah, as you see, Kirby Wainscott, he put down a lap time of a 51.496, and that's going to jump him up there into that 2nd spot in the last seconds of his qualifying run. We're just sitting just about 3 minutes out now.
Yeah, we still got to get, I believe, about 8 to 10 drivers left to qualify here if they decide to do so. Some of them might be trying to start in the back. You know, like Kinsley Smith, who we're used to seeing kind of start back there, and a couple other people just prefer to ride around and avoid any incidents if they do happen.
Yeah, definitely.
What is it?
And I did get word that Matt Miller is in the waiting room if we want an in-race guy. So just to let you know.
Of course, Matt Metler is down in the damn waiting room waiting for us to pull him up. Matt Metler, it's Mikey Dakota up in the booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear, my friend. How are you guys?
Doing a pretty good, brother. Today, Talladega in the Gen 6 cars, which is a very interesting combination. What's it going to take for you to come back? Let me see where you currently qualified.
16th.
Yeah, 16th at the moment. What's it going to take for you to come back all the way for a win?
It's going to take some patience. I'm not sure if everyone in this league has a lot of seat time with this car. This is one of my favorite cars to plate race. I love how this thing behaves in the draft. It gets a lot of mojo under the hood going. Speeds over 200 miles an hour. Myself and Kirby Wainscott were out there, just a 2-car tandem, 200 miles an hour in the corners. So you're going to see some lightning fast lap times tonight. What that translates to is things happening faster on the racetrack, right? Obviously, we're going to be going faster. Things happen faster. There could be some attrition at the start of this thing, so I may drop to the back. But I think overall it's going to take some help from Lady Luck. It's going to take some patience on my behalf. And then, as you guys know, being at the right place at the right time, that's so critical when it comes to punching your ticket into victory lane. But you guys know I am ready to break through. I've been wanting one of these for a long time now.
Yeah, and that's going to lead me to my question here, ma'am. What do you got to do to finally get a win while I am broadcasting? Because you've been close a couple times. I can't even lie about it. So what do you think is going to be different today?
I'm hoping it's the fact that it's the Gen 6 out here on the racetrack. So the first race I ever ran in Racers Elite was a money race of all things, and it was in this car. And I believe I came across the start-finish line in second place. We're going back a couple years. So I'm thinking this car could be the difference maker if I can break through and get to victory lane tonight.
All right.
Definitely going to be a very big factor in today. But we're going to get ready to get you guys down onto the track for the starting lineup, brother. So go ahead and head back down into your car. Good luck today, and hopefully we'll talk to you here at the end.
Have a great call, boys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's driver of the number 311 machine of Matt Metler. We'll just throw him back down into the waiting room. And with that note, ladies and gentlemen, we got our cars starting to make their way down onto pit road. Let's go ahead and, what do you say? Let's go ahead and take a look here at our starting lineup, Dakota. And,
Sure.
oh, there he is. Starting on the pole is going to be Patrick Millett in that number 14 machine, followed by Kirby Wainscott in that Kentucky Fried Chicken number 10. Row number 2, you got the Coors driver number 57 of Aaron Roth. To his outside, you got Blake Beacon in that Black Pink number 18. Row number 3, Richie Joplin in that number 89, Happy Birthday. And he'll be joined by Steve Sizemore in that 6th spot in the 08. Kenny Campos in that number 44 machine will start on the inside of row number 4, and he'll be joined by, once again, Steve Sizemore. Ryan Warp, Austin Sale will make up row number 5. Row number 6, you got Joe Bonner, and he'll be joined by Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. The number 92 of Timothy Eisburn will make up the inside row 7, and he'll be joined by Jonathan Stidham in that AmericaTees.com. Brett Bray in that number 6 machine, he'll be joined by Matt Metler back in that row 8. Row number 9, Mike Fudge and the RCA driver of Andrew Teft. Row number 10, you got Kyle Hess in that Hess machine in the 86, and he'll be joined by Dennis Kane in that number 4. Row 11, Kensley Smith, driver of that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevy. He'll be joined by Terry Fennell in that number 50 machine. Steve Castle, he'll be on the inside of row number 12, and he'll be joined by Budweiser driver Curtis Ecker. Trevor Fetzig in that 7-Eleven machine will be on the inside row 13, and he'll be joined by Jack Kelly. And that will make up your 26 car starting field here today. And Dakota, I'm ready to get this thing underway. Last week, they had a lot of fun in Atlanta, kept it pretty clean, and they're looking to do that again this week here at Talladega in the Gen 6. What are you expecting, and who are you going to keep your eye on here today?
I'm expecting some very good racing. I'm going to keep my eye on that 36 of Stephen Luttrell. He's been absolutely dominant in some other series. I mean, doing fairly well for himself. But let's take a minute to look at YouTube chat real quick. We got a Let's Get It for Charles Joplin, Joseph Bonner saying, let's go LNG Car Sports. Decker coming in saying, let's go on the great show. Blake Beacon, let's go me, Ryan, and Richie's birthday boy. And let's go Ryan Ward for Mr. Steve.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be absolutely watching that Blake Beacon driver who is actually going to be starting at the tail end of the field here today. So he's looking to come from dead last to work his way all the way up here to the front. But pace car is off, and now the long, slow train ride over to the start zone. And remember, this start is in the hands of the race officials, and we are green flag racing for the first time here at Talladega Superspeedway. And by the way, before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday the 13th. Glad to spend tonight with you guys as these guys fly up into turns 1 and 2. Patrick Millett getting that race lead, but Aaron Roth right there on his back bumper. As you see, Kirby Wainscott trying to get a good push on the outside there, but right now they're kind of slow up on that top side, not able to do anything with it.
We got 3 around in the back.
We got the 4 into the inside wall here on the back straightaway, and it looks like Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine, he is going to be involved as well. Very unfortunate here for Mike Fudge and Dennis Kane. And I believe Kyle Hess, he pulled out to start to avoid or to fall back. And that could very well be what, caused this massive stack up. But let's go back and take a look here first and see what happened. So the 86, he drops down. Oh.
There was a big checkup on the inside line, I think, and he tried to avoid it. The 86 Kyle Hess there.
Yeah,
I kind of look like this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a really good look at it here, guys. Bear with me. Ah, yeah, so coming out of the corner, whoops, let's go to the correct driver and change
Oh
out.
no, he made contact.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, there was a checkup and he tried to dive down in time, but unfortunately, he did get into the back of Mike Fudge. The 50 of Terry Fennell getting involved in this one. So did the 4 as they go for a ride down the back straightaway. I think the only one who really got damage in this one very well could have been that Dennis Kane number 4 machine. Let's see here. See what happened to Mike Fudge.
I believe he has just a little bit
yeah.
of damage.
Yeah, he got a little bit of ping pong there. Steve Castle, it looked like he was involved in it as well.
Hey man, can we talk about all the cameras I have for this track? Like, there's so many to pick from. It's so confusing.
Yeah, I mean, we see the same cameras, and ladies and gentlemen, talking about our cameras, that is an absolute thanks to Whiplash Sim Cams for giving us all the beautiful views that you are going to get to see here today. If you guys want to check them out, head over to Whiplash Sim Cams right in Facebook, or you can join via Discord.
I just want to take a moment. We already got a caution about 2 laps, or actually about a lap into this thing. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, as Matt Miller said earlier, these cars are going so fast that things just happen. You don't have as much time to react to it as you normally would. And that being the case, the point there was a checkup on the inside, and Kyle Hess he tried his best to avoid it, but had nowhere to go. I mean, he barely got the 2 car at all. These cars are kind of unstable, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one of the things about, these cars is, it's just, I don't miss these cars. Simply because of the close-up rate on these cars is absolutely just crazy fast. And these guys, they're pretty much running all the same horsepower, and it's like, just one wrong quick move just spells disaster, and we saw that right here on the first lap.
Where's Patrick Millett running first, right?
Yes, sir.
Has he got a paint scheme for you?
Let's come back here, take a look, and let's get an up close look here at that number 14. No, he does not.
It's showing me he's got a blue paint scheme that says Ghost something on it. Ghost Tequila. Yeah, I just got a message asking about it, so if you can take a moment, try to get that fixed real quick. Sorry to cut you
and
off there.
Let's put back on these drivers' Speed Week's paint schemes for a moment. I really wish that they would let us paint up the iRacing pace car. That would be cool. Fun. That would be fun. No, I am still showing a blue car. I think I might know what it is, so bear with me here. If you guys don't know, I'll show you guys real quick is, we do have an option to hide numbers in the settings area here.
Yeah, and sometimes, honestly, trading paints is such a good program, but sometimes you have to completely close it out. Like, you have to go to the up arrow, right click it, close it out, and reopen it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just very confusing. But yeah, I believe he's in a blue Ghost Tequila paint scheme. So I did confirm that with him. Just doing a little bit of radio chatter here. Appreciate him for letting us know.
I see a blue with a pink hood where the logos are supposed to be. Yeah, that doesn't look good, guys. I'm going to change it back real quick.
Yeah, I could send you a screenshot of what I see here if you'd like. I don't know if that'd help any. But If we had to, we can worry about it in a minute. Because
Yeah,
we're about to go back green flag racing here momentarily.
Yeah, if you want, Dakota, go ahead and throw him back to the green flag for me, and
All right. We can do here.
once all the paints are done reloading, I will reload training paints completely in the task menu.
All right, coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Patrick Millette leading the field. Aaron Ronto is outside. Patrick's going to be looking for the help of Richie Joplin in that 89 machine, and Steve Sizemore is going to be giving Aaron Ronto everything he can on that outside. But this time in the restart zone, Patrick Millette will be able to get onto the loud pedal as soon as he chooses to do so. So he's going to be at a little bit of an advantage here. We're going to see if this outside line can get a pretty good restart, but we're going to make that long track down the front stretch to get through the restart zone here. As you see, the pace truck's finally pulled off. And coming to start at lap 5, we should be green flag racing. Patrick Millette getting a pretty good jump there. It looks like third place in that 89 machine was not able to match him, so that is going to give the advantage to the outside as you see him kind of rocketing past the leader here. But the leader going to have the inside advantage going through 1 and 2, but that outside line just going to get so much more momentum. As they're coming out of 2 this time, the 57 just has a little bit of an edge over the 14. Aaron Roth, it looks like Sizemore was able to clear Patrick Millette as well almost. And we got a little bit of issues out there on the outside line. One car getting shuffled up, so potentially looking to send it 3 wide. But we are still 2 by 2 going through 3 and 4. It looks like that inside line finally got it together and starting to fight back hard. But the outside line also getting their stuff kind of gathered up here. It looks like the 57 of Aaron Roth will drop down to the inside. It's going to give the lead on the outside lane over to Steve Sizemore. And it's a drag race down the front stretch. Steve is clear to drop to the inside if he chooses to do so. It looks like the 11 thought he was going to. He swung up, ended up getting back behind him. And that's going to put Steve Sizemore up to the lead.
Yeah, Steve Sizemore doing a fantastic job now in that number 08 machine. He is looking for that second win on the season as he gets a good bump there from Aaron Roth in that number 57. And I just want to jump back right here to that number 14 machine. We are now showing a blue ghost paint scheme.
There we go.
Took me about 5 different tries to get it right, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen, as they are heading into trial.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Someone come off the inside line. I believe that was the 44 machine. Got up into Matt Miller a little bit, but they were able to keep it straight. But unfortunately, due to trading paints, we cannot help that sometimes, you know. Just unfortunate luck of the draw at times. But we are 3 wide racing as they're coming down the back streets. You see them shuffling. We're in the middle of the hornet's nest is what it looks like. I've seen people switching lanes. They're trying to get a third lane going, but not quite there yet. It looks like it's being led by Matt Mettler at the moment. And Steve Sizemore taking over the lead here in that middle lane. Looks like Blake Beacon in that 810 machine coming up to block Matt Mettler. Matt getting into the wall, trying to get around him. That did hurt his momentum a little bit, but he is cleared to come back down.
Matt Miller trying to hold on to that outside as he has help from that number 98 of Andrew Teft, but he's going to get left on that outside lane, and he's going to continue to fall back now to that 16th spot. So this isn't what Matt Miller wants to see. However, this could very well benefit him here in the long run, as we have a lot of movement up here with that number 15 of Kensley Smith. Oh,
98 put into the wall. I believe that was the 28 car coming up into him. Barry Nelson there. And that did hurt Andrew Cott a bit as he fell very, very far back. Now Kingsley Smith kind of a sitting duck in that third lane as he has absolutely no help, but the help is coming.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the thing with these cars though is, you know, the draft, you get right back into that draft very easily here with these cars, and you know, that just dropped him right back to the back bumper of that Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine. So these guys, they're going to get a good draft here off of Barry Nelson, and they're going to start making their way back up to this front part of the field here on the back straightaway. But that's along with the other guys behind them that are currently probably just sitting roughly just about a second back And it's going to be led by Jonathan. Nope. Yeah, Jonathan Stidham in that 42 machine.
Barry Nelson giving that 11 machine to Joe Bonner a push, and he got really loose. And I don't know if you really want to be 3 wide in these cars. They kind of swing up in the corners, and I mean, like I said, kind of like the 87s in a sense, because you're carrying so much speed.
Yeah, for sure. You know, but these cars, though, you know, they require absolutely 100% car control. If you can do it, you can run 4 wide here. I've done it for about 3 laps before we finally just said screw it and crashed. So it's possible to run 4 wide, multiple rows deep, and, you know, but you got to have that perfect car control first.
That is very true. Looks like the 14 is going to be mounting a charge on that outside line. Patrick Millette, who was in the lead earlier, kind of fell back. It looks like he's got the help of that 11 machine.
Timothy
and the 15 got one of the
Eisburn.
grass.
Where you at? There you are.
Looks like able to save it.
Come back up. Come back up. Nice and easy. Incredible. Let's go back here and take a look, see what happened to Tim. Was that possibly just a bump gone wrong? And yeah, he had to check up, and he got into Stephen Luttrell got into the back of him for a brief second, then Blake Beacon got into the back of Luttrell, which absolutely just launched him into the back bumper of Eisburn. But again, that's that checkup that we were talking about.
Folks, if you think things are getting wild now, you're already seeing a lot of movement and people kind of getting loose. I mean, just imagine when we start to get towards the end of this thing and they actually start being aggressive.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to watch. And let me tell you what, I'm definitely going to be holding on for dear life when that comes to fruition.
But it kind of looks like most of the field getting single filed out. No one really wanting to run the outside. It seems like they're having a lot of trouble up here. But that 4-car tandem has made up a little bit of ground back there.
As we ride on board here with Patrick Millette coming out of turn number 4. You know, he's got that help from those cars behind him, and they're doing pretty decent right now. You know, definitely trying to keep their wits about them on the outside here.
It's starting to look like a lot of the guys, it looks like we had someone drop out of the field there in that second pack to drop to the back. I believe I heard over the radio, he said it's like driving a lead brick, that he'd be better off pushing. So.
Yeah, the only person I'm seeing that dropped back was Jonathan Stidham, back in that number 17 spot, currently behind Matt Mettler, but he's losing that trio right in front of him.
Yeah, I believe it was, he was in front of Andrew Tiff just momentarily ago, but keeping a check on things up here at the front, that 4-car pack is starting to actually reel in your leader here. It looks like Sizemore's going to come up and throw a little bit of a block. Patrick Millette did not like that, tried to go around the outside of him, but Sizemore able to get the block done. That is going to give the run back to the inside line, but I mean, that outside line is just so strong in these things.
Yeah. And put Sizemore back in front. But here comes that 14 of Millette. He's taking a 3 wide for the race lead. He on the 0-8. He's going to get swallowed as the 11 of Joe Bonner. He's going to stay to his outside. And here comes that number 15 Kensley Smith as well. They're going to get around that. 0-8 Steve Sizemore, who drops all the way back to that 12th spot. And now they're continuing to run side by side 4 rows deep.
Yeah, do you know what the fuel window on these things are here, bud?
That is an absolute good question.
You know what? I'll be back momentarily.
That's absolutely a really good question. Let's see if we have an answer. No, I don't
be
think we
right
do.
back.
Alrighty. But if I had to take a wild guess while he's going to find out the true answer. I would say these guys could probably go just about 27 to 32 laps on 75% fuel, I believe is what they're running, so, or 85%. So definitely going to be very interesting to see, you know, what the true answer is. So, so they could probably go with that first caution. They could probably reach about lap 35. So.
Alrighty, I'm back. I believe we have about 32 laps of fuel in these things.
Boom. So about 35 is what we're anticipating some of these drivers coming down. And maybe about lap 38, I want to say, for those that did come down on that first caution. As Draft Master King himself, Kensley Smith, is now out front, thanks to the help from Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine.
You know, it might be wise for them to actually stay on the outside here, as it's just so strong. You might be burning up just a tick more fuel, but I mean, if you're able to actually pull away from the field working together up there, it's kind of an advantage. But it looks like the 15 and the 8, so that's going to be Kensley Smith and Curtis Ecker going to drop down. It's going to give the lead to the outside over to Stephen Luttrell in that 36 machine.
Yeah, I mean, Kensley Smith, he's always wicked fast no matter where we go here at Superspeedway, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever to see him out front. Things are
I said no surprise Kensley Smith is up front. You are correct, as he is kind of a wizard in these Superspeedways, but we're going to have to see if we have any more carnage before, like, we can really say we can win this thing here, because these guys are really swerving around, especially on the backstretch here. We got a pretty good shot, kind of like a snake formation. It's really hard to keep these things in a handle. Once the tires go down, you get less fuel. It's even worse here. We're about halfway through the run.
Yeah, definitely, and that outside lane is starting to dissipate as the number 57, Aaron Roth and Steve Luttrell, they're now falling back to right about that 5th spot on the outside. But now they're able to make their strength around the outside here. But as of right now, we've got, I believe it's about 12 cars here in the top lane, or 13 cars in this top front pack here, as you see Kensley Smith trying to work both lines, as the 57 had to lift to avoid getting into the back of Kensley Smith, and that once again slows up that outside lane. And now you got Curtis Ecker back to the back bumper of Kensley Smith, and they're looking to try to pull away. Stephen Luttrell getting stuck, hung to that outside. He's going to fall back to the end of this pack here, while we have Andrew Teft, Matt Metler, and Kirby Wainscott quickly closing in on this field in front of him. As we take a look here, they do also have Mike Fudge, I believe. No, Jonathan Stidham with him there. So we got these 4 cars quickly coming up on Stephen Luttrell in that number 36. So don't anticipate those guys to be all by themselves here for too long. That outside lane now has pretty much dissipated in the front pack, and they're just not moving up anymore.
Yeah, I'm about to go check something right quick here. I'm gonna look at our points. Okay.
I think Jonathan, or no, that's Matt Metler having issues.
Yeah, it blew an engine from the sounds of it over the radio communication. Alright, taking a look at our points here. Not to cut you off again. Looks like Jonathan Stidham currently leading with 122 points. It's going to be Stephen Luttrell in second, Kensley Smith third. So if Kensley Smith can somehow get the win today, that is probably going to put him at the points lead. But it's still just such a close battle here. You got second, third, and fourth place time. You got Matt Mettler and Ron Warp 5th and 6th tied in points. You got Charles Joplin only 1 point behind them. And I mean, like, the top 10 is less than 10 points apart, which is absolutely, like, amazing, actually. You don't typically see that in most leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we're only, you know, working race number 4 of this event, but, or of this season, but I mean, still, you know, this is still a pretty close points battle, even though we're running race 4 of 13. So I think this is going to be an absolute drag race once again to the finish in the championship. So we're in for a really great season, guys. You guys don't want to miss any of it.
Yeah, and so far we've had a different winner every race. Jonathan Stidham winning one, Stephen Luttrell won as well, and I believe Aaron Roth has won one. So, I mean, if we have another winner, that means 4 different winners throughout the entire season. So.
Oh yeah. You know, and then ultimately we're going to have to calculate, you know, their best finishes throughout the season, and then, you know, any tiebreakers is, you know, overall best finishes. So we've got, you know, a really good brewing championship battle. And again, guys, we're only week number 4 now, so we're in, like I said, you guys don't want to miss any of this. As you see, Steve Sizemore now making his run on the outside of Joe Bonner in that number 11 machine. Matt Mettler finally, I'm sorry, Matt, I have to do this to you. He finally made it to pit road. He coasted all the way from turn 1. He's already gone 2, maybe 3 laps down now. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a driver who does not give up.
I'm starting to wonder if he might have been better off too.
Oh! Big movement out front. Big push from Kensley Smith to the back bumper of Steve Sizemore. Almost got Sizemore up into the 11 machine of Bonner on the outside, but Sizemore was able to regain control of that machine. So that was a really big moment there for Steve Sizemore, that 08 machine.
And, you know, how many gear changes we had so far in this thing? I swear, is every lap or two, we've got someone else up there fighting for the lead, like the 11 machine of Bonner right now.
That I would not be able to tell you, but we can definitely tell you here at the end of this race. As Matt Mettler left his pit stall, and he's going to go ahead and make his way back out onto the racing surface.
Oh, we got some 3-wide action back here in the first attack. It's like a 5-car in the middle of the bread. And they actually got themselves out for relatively quickly, so fast I couldn't even get my camera back there.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they're just trying to sort themselves out as they're starting lap number 26 of 75 here today at Talladega. And, you know, so far these guys are, you know, they're doing what they've been doing all season, and that's keeping their cool. I mean, it's not just here in the the Full Send Super Speedway series here on Racers Elite Network, but it's also their Tuesday nights, their Wednesday nights, and their Thursday nights. So all 4 seasons so far are doing an absolute fantastic job, and I can't also forget our Monday or our Sunday morning races as well.
Yeah, just absolute phenomenal racing all season. As you said. Not a single complaint out of me. We've had so many flag finishes without a caution this season between every series. It is absolutely insane. And it's not even that the guys aren't racing hard. I mean, it's just, by the time, if they can make it to the pit stop without having a caution most times, they are able to make it over to the end of the race.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and we are looking currently at a 2-stop race. So let's see how far these guys are going to stretch this first fuel run, because, you know, I don't think that they're going to be able to save like they have been the last couple weeks.
I mean, there's a lot of people leaving a little bit of room for each other. And like you said, these cars draft really good. So, I mean, it's possible, but I don't think they're saving that many. But, I mean, I've been wrong before. Oh, I keep bringing that race up. Man cut his car off, coasted a lap, cut it back on, and somehow passed the guy
Whoa.
for the lead.
Greg Ray in that number 6 car had a big wobble entering turn number 1. Or I'm sorry, about halfway through turns 1 and 2. His car jumped sideways on him and he had to save it. Man, I missed that number 6 paint scheme.
Oh, something I didn't miss. Looks like the 300 machine's rocking a number 5 paint scheme. I'm assuming he's a Larson fan here.
No, go back further to Terry Labonte, thank you very much.
Listen, sir. Larson drives the car now, okay?
Once. He drove that
looks
paint
like
scheme once.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like the throwback paint scheme he ran.
Now, that ain't no throwback. That's the original paint scheme, thank you very much. You good, sir.
Okay. Calm down. Shots fired. I do think I'm hearing some people potentially coming down to pit road this time. So this is going to be a little bit of pit strategy here. Potentially some people taking no tires and 2 tires, going to try to come down early and get their own little group going. Looks like we got a good 4 or possibly 5 cars coming to pits right now.
Alrighty, yeah, so we do got some cars coming down pit road for the first time. And something these guys need to really watch. Don't speed on pit road. And we do have our first pit road speed victim, Steve Sizemore, that 08 machine. However, Steve Castle just had some issues coming down here onto pit road. Let's go ahead and come back here and take a look, see what happened to that number 1 machine.
Oh, Lee.
Lock it up, lock it up, whoa!
Old boy just about smoked whoever that was.
I mean, that could have been a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse.
Woo, we got some people coming in hot and heavy. Looks like Kinsley Smith, it looks like the 5 machine, and a couple other drivers here. They got into pit road, relatively no issues, couple lockups there.
Yeah, Steve Sizemore still down on pit road serving his penalty. Kinsley Smith, he's got down here on the pit road as well. Jack Kelly in that number 38 machine. As you see, the 8 of Curtis Ecker, he's starting to make his way out of the pits.
And it looks like the people who have yet to pit are going to be coming in this next time by.
Alright, and here they come. Alrighty, guys.
Ooh,
locked
Blake
up.
Beacon hard into the back of the 89.
Ugh.
What a good job of Richie Joplin to keep that thing on the asphalt after getting slammed into by Blake Beacon like that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back here. Let's see if I can get a... So here it is right here. Let's take a better look at this as they're coming out of turn 4 down into... And that's the tap right there that he was talking about. Really good at for both drivers to get their cars down to speed. And as of right now, we only had one person get a black flag for speeding on pits, and that was that number 08 machine of Steve Sizemore. So Steve's got a lot of work to do as we have our next set of drivers leaving pits now. And that's going to be Barry Nelson, Trevor Fettig, Terry Fennell, and Joe Bonner, I believe it is. Richie Joplin's still down on pit road, though. I'm not sure why he's still sitting down there. There it is.
Curtis Ecker, Kinsley Smith, with their pit stop by themselves, were able to pass everyone else and get back out to the lead. Actually extending the lead to over a second here to second place. And Steve Latrell got such a good pit stop, he came out too early and is actually about to get swallowed up by a pack of cars right behind him.
Yep, here these guys that you were just talking about, he's getting swallowed up right about now. As we see Austin Sale, he's going to take over third spot, but Here comes Kirby Wainscott now in that number 10 machine. He's making a run to the outside. Man, Kirby Wainscott's doing a phenomenal job here today at Talladega.
And just like that, we got 3 packs getting ready to be 2 probably here. As it looks like this second pack is starting to close in on the very first one. Only has 2 cars. And looks like we're going to have 8 cars versus about 4, I believe, behind them.
Yeah, dropping back to this other pack. One of the packs back here into the tri-oval now, while everybody else is just now coming out of turn number 2. Steve Sizemore, he's going up to let your race leaders get by. And now the best thing that Steve Sizemore can do is just go ahead and buckle down right behind him and, you know, stay in that draft, because as long as he stays or gets in front of Timothy Eisberg, who did actually end up getting passed by Sizemore. So right now, that's going to be your battle for the Luck It On. And now this front pack is going to run single file.
Looking at the YouTube chat here, we got Nancy Hope saying Sizemore mom is watching, and go son. Appreciate you for stopping in, taking time to chat. Appreciate everyone that's currently watching here. But as things sit right now, as we were talking about earlier as well, after this pit stop, the field separation is kind of insane. All the way, let's see, 8th place to 9th place, about a 7-second gap. 12th place to 13th is almost 20. And it just goes to show, you know, you got to be really on top of it whenever you do come in for your pit stops here. It does not matter what car you're in.
Yeah, so it looks like our next pit stop is going to be right around lap 60, and that will get us all the way to the end.
Yeah, should be able to get to the end off of that 100% there. A little extra to spare as well as these drivers, you know, throw a couple extra laps in there just to be able to get to Green-White-Checkered or something. If one doesn't.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm watching that separation between 8th of that number 45 Ryan Ward back to Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. They're hanging out just right about 6 seconds back behind as they're now coming out of turn 4 now. So they're just about 6.3 seconds back. They're not gaining, but these guys, they really need to get themselves into a better single file line here if they want to have any kind of chance to catch up to your front pack. Let's fall back a little bit here to Dennis Kane, Barry Nelson, Joe Bonner, and Jack Kelly. They're saying 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. These guys just cruising around in this 4-car pack.
And man, Steve Sizemore just sent it to the outside lane, being pushed by, I believe that's the 89 machine. And they're absolutely just flying up around this outside lane. I'm currently trying to work on getting a lap back, but
yep, Steve Sizemore, Joplin, Eisberg, all these drivers, these guys are fighting for that lucky dog position at the moment, as you see Sizemore up right there beside the number 98 machine of Andrew Teft. Careful, careful. And these guys got to remember, if they're the cause of the caution, they will not get the lucky dog.
yeah, but that looked like a case of pushing the pusher, and these are not the cars that you want to be doing that.
No. As we look back from the... Oh, he just squeezed himself down right there in front of Andrew Teft there. A big checkup, big push. Oh, man, I don't miss these cars.
Big bump to the 08 from the 98 there, Andrew Teft.
I don't know about you guys, but that made me tense up.
And it looks like we're actually running up on another lap car here. I believe it's going to be Mike Fudge and the 2 machine. So these guys are going to try to get this settled out quickly and in a hurry. As I really feel like they don't want to be 3 wide.
Yeah, you see Mike Fudge there and back to right about where Curtis Ecker is out front. You know, Curtis Ecker, he's doing a great job for Chicken Coop Racing, just relaxing up front behind, right in front of Kensley Smith. And Kirby Wainscott also up there, part of Chicken Coop as well. You know, talking about good old Chicken Coop Racing, if I don't delete or get rid of the wrong one. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see where our Chicken Coop drivers are running. Currently, they are running first, third, and fourth. But I believe we do have a couple other machines there running for Chicken Coop, and that is including Kirby Wainscott. So I'm not sure why he's not getting picked up in this this overlay, but you know, Chicken Coop is actually having a really phenomenal day right now out front, as we see Andrew Teff getting a good push on the outside by that number 89 machine of Richie Joplin, as he's trying to push Andrew to the front so he could possibly get one of his laps back. He's looking to do it the hard way. All right, those two will now move down to the inside. That's going to leave that 36 machine of Steven Luttrell hanging to the outside all by himself. But here comes that driver of Austin Sale. No, that's not Austin.
It's Timothy Osborne in the 92 machine coming up behind there.
Timothy Osborne.
And don't look now, with that second pack is actually starting to make up some time here, being led by Jonathan Stidham in that 42 machine.
Oh yeah, these guys are now, just about 4.5 seconds back to Ryan Warp in that number 45 machine.
Yeah, they did have it down to about 6.8 seconds to the lead there for momentarily, but looks like they finally got this front group sorted back out and starting to gain a little bit of time on them here. But Blake Veek and Ron Warp losing the draft up here of the front pack, so that is going to give them a couple more cars back there in that second pack.
Yep, definitely. And that 42 machine, he's got to get down right back. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 42 there. I'm losing my marbles today, guys. That 2 of Mike Fudge. He needs to get down with those 2 drivers to continue their pace, but he's losing a little bit of time here. But that second pack is definitely gaining on these guys really, really quick.
Oh, we almost had a wreck back there in the second pack. They come out of turn 2, and I seen someone almost shoot down to the apron. Someone shoot up towards the wall, but they got to settle back out.
As we're taking a look here at the second pack, they are currently being led by Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 with Mercatees.com for Runover Racing. If you guys go over to Mercatees.com and put in Runover, you will get a 10% off. So off your order. So definitely head over to Mercatees.com. They have some really nice shirts, some cool shirts, some funny shirts for everybody. You know, go check them out. Make sure you use the word Runover at checkout to get that 10% discount. Also, up in the corner, you're going to see a QR code. That's going to be for our Racer Elite apparel. You guys go check us out. Go get some cool t-shirts, mugs, whatever you wish. And let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, you will not be disappointed in the quality of t-shirts and mugs and everything you get from our shop. So definitely head over there. You can also get to our shop by visiting racerelite.com and go into the shop that way as well. So definitely check that out. Whiplash Sim Cams, we want to thank you so much for giving us all the beautiful views that we are seeing here today. Without the hard work from Andrew with Whiplash, a lot of these cams would not be possible. And just for Talladega alone, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got what 30 different 30 different cams that we can choose from.
Yeah, there's a lot for Talladega. That is for sure.
Yeah, so it's absolutely worth it. You know, again, check out Whiplash Sim Cams right on Facebook and join us up in Discord. Definitely want to do that. Speed Zone Race Control, Chantel Pottle up in our race control booth. She does a fantastic job every single race, and let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we could not ask for a better race control right here on Racers Elite Network. She calls it fair and square. You know, obviously not all calls will be seen eye to eye, but she does the best that she can, and I think she has a good streak of like 99.9 correct calls. So you definitely cannot go wrong with Chantel Pottle for race speed, race control, or I'm sorry, Speed Zone Race Control. So definitely check them out as well.
And man, we are already over halfway. We're closing in on 25 to go, and that second pack is slowly but surely catching up to this first one. So, I mean, after this next pit cycle, if we can get some more good pits, we might see more separation, or they might actually gain some time here. And gonna have a really good battle here towards the end. I think I'm hearing some drivers have about 10 laps of fuel right now, so I expect to see these drivers pitting by around lap 58 or sooner, probably like lap 56.
Yeah, we have 28 laps to go, so right around 18 to go. So definitely gonna start seeing these guys pull down pit road, and that first round it bit that 08 of Steve Sizemore. Now the question is, will this next round bite anybody else?
Yeah, it looks like during the first pit cycle, we actually had, I believe, Timothy Osborne, Mike Fudge, Kyle Hess, Steve Cassell, Matt Miller all having issues. Matt with the blown motor, currently trapped 3 laps down. But, you know, anything can still happen. He could potentially get back on the lead lap here. You never know.
Oh yeah, we still got, even though it's only 27 laps, we still got a very long way to go, and anything can still happen, you know, between now and then, as we jump back here to that number 18 machine of Blake Beacon leading the second pack, and they've closed down to just about 5.5 seconds on that lead pack. So they're slowly starting to gain speed, but they're going to have to try to pick it up just a little bit quicker if they want to catch that front pack before they start making their pit stops.
And I will say Blake Beacon and Ryan Warp dropping off this first pack and actually getting hooked up with them seems to be helping them out quite a bit, because they've made more progress since they got back there than they were before they actually fell back. It looks like Sizemore taking another look at the outside in the 08 machine, potentially trying to get a lap back here.
Yep, take a look here at Sizemore now, and unfortunately he doesn't have much help except from that number 92 of Timothy Eisburn. But these guys, they're just going to fall back here to the back of this front pack here. Now this is good for this second pack, because with these guys running side by side, that's actually just going to slow their momentum and allow that second pack to catch them, as they're now just about back to 5.5 seconds back.
Yeah, Richie Joplin, who's also the car that is candidate to get Lucky Dog, sitting in the perfect spot, second car in this first pack at the moment. So if anything does happen, I mean, he's almost guaranteed to have the Lucky Dog here, unless Sizemore and Osborne can get something going on the outside.
Yeah, Richie Joplin hasn't had very much luck as of late, you know, but he's a cool cat, so he's definitely going to try to see what he can do about getting his lap back, and, you know, possibly, you know, come back and try to win this thing, but we do got 24 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, and I'd say the pit window should potentially be open here. I mean, well, it is open for these
Oh, yeah.
drivers to come down. So, at any point in time.
Yeah, now it's just an absolute waiting game up here in the booth for us to see when these drivers decide they're going to come down pit road. Just doing a little tiny mini crank it up session. Alright, so this second group is now coming out of turn number 2, and they've actually lost ground on your front pack. They are now back to 6 seconds. So they've lost a lot of time here, and that's definitely not what this second group needed.
No, it's definitely not what they wanted to see, considering the reason why these people are in the first pack is because they were able to get, you know, their pit stops good, better than everyone else here. So they're probably going to gain more time during the second pit stop potentially.
Yep. You know, and I can guarantee that everybody's going to be coming down for fuel only, as I don't think their tires are going to be too much of an issue here at Talladega. So we're expecting to see probably just about 7 to 9 second pit stops here when they decide to finally come down pit road. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's the separation between your lead pack and your second pack.
I believe we're going to have some pitters this time, I think, out of the front pack here.
All right, and here they come, leading by Andrew Teft. Kirby Wade-Scott, whoa, I don't think he slowed down enough. We're going to take a look here and see. Oh my God, he made it. No, that was Blake.
You know he was standing on the brake when he came in.
Oh yeah,
that thing was all sorts of squirrely.
Man, that was an absolute beast of a moment for Kirby Wade-Scott, and sorry to say, but that's worth going back here and take a look at. As they were coming down pit road. Coming out of turn 4 into the braking zone. Heavy braking. He passed your race leader, Andrew Teft, but he was able to get it slowed down just enough in order to make it work, as we are now awaiting for your next pack to come in of Blake Beacon, Ryan Warp, Jonathan Stidham, and Aaron Roth.
I believe I heard 38 was pitting, so I think we got a couple going in. It looks like Bonner Nelson in the pits currently. Dennis Kane as well.
Oh, Jack Kelly slides all the way to that grass area, but no penalty, so he's doing a good job there. This front pack's still going to stay out once again, this time by. Now, if you locked up your tires, how much do you think that's going to affect their pit stop? If they elect not to get tires.
I don't think it's going to mess with it too much. The tires in these cars are not like the next gen with the new GTP tires on it. So the lockups don't necessarily hurt you as bad, but I do believe everyone is taking at least right side tires to kind of help the car stay in the lane and not slide up the track.
Right. All right, let's see if these guys are going to come down this time. And here comes your race leaders. Oh, Blake Beacon loses it! No! Blake Beacon loses it down on pit road, and he will have a unsafe speeding down pit road penalty. Definitely not what Blake Beacon wanted in that number 18 machine.
Yeah, very unfortunate, especially with there only being about 19 to go. It looks like Kingsley Smith going to be leading this pack that pit first here. And Andrew Taft, they are coming to the start of pit road. And Stidham, I believe everyone's still yet to get off pits. Oh, just now got off. There we go.
Oh, that's not. That's not.
Ooh, and the most recent piters are all separated here, so that is going to put this 4-car pack in a very good spot up here. It's going to be Kingsley Smith, Andrew Taft, Curtis Aker, Kirby Wainscott, who are all known to work very well together.
Yeah, we're coming back here to take a look at the entry for Blake Beacon, as he's just locks it majorly, still heavy. He just didn't slow up enough and jumped him sideways here on the front stretch in the pits. Definitely not what he needed, but we're going to catch up with that group before that you were just talking about here on the front straightaway coming to the start-finish line. So Kingsley Smith, Andrew Taft, Curtis Ecker, Kirby Wainscott is your top 4 in this pack. And with just about 17 laps to go, this just might be your race for the race lead. But they do have company sitting just about 2.5 back. And Austin Sales, Stephen Luttrell's back there. And then further back is that number 45, Ryan Warp. So Austin Sale and Stephen Luttrell may be able to catch your lead pack here as you take a look at the difference between the two packs here on front straightaway. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these guys can do in the second pack.
And that car coming to the pits, the lead pack really didn't gain much time, but they did get separated quite a bit. Chicken Coop Racing going to be getting the best pit stops out of everyone there.
Yeah, definitely. Chicken Coop, I don't know what it is with those guys, but man, let me tell you what, they know how to get it down onto pit road without much issues. I mean, we just saw it there with Kirby Wainscott again in that number 10 machine. He just bypassed completely, Andrew Taft taking over the race lead coming into pits. So, I mean, these Chicken Coop guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Kirby Wainscott absolutely sent it into the pits there, and it seems like it did pay off a little bit, but currently 15 to go as the leaders crossed the line last time by. And I mean, it's going to be a rough road for quite a few people to try to get a chance up here to get into the picture to win, but I think the closest one's going to be Austin Sales, Stephen Luttrell, as they have the help of a couple of lap cars, I believe.
Yeah, but I am watching them, and they are actually falling back. They are now coming up on 4 seconds back, so they went from 2.5 to 4 seconds here in just a couple of laps.
Yeah, now watching something on this front pack here. Andrew Taft is not all over the back bumper of Kingsley Smith. He's leaving like a little bit of a buffer zone, and I'm wondering if that's actually making them faster here. He's kind of arrow pushing instead of actually bump drafting.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is absolutely something that, we don't really talk about with these cars is with these cars, you can push and push and push, and that's all fine and dandy. But there's a sweet spot with these cars, and that sweet spot is what you're seeing right now between that number 15 and 98 of Smith and Taft. There gets like this air bubble built in between both drivers. And as Taft is, driving behind Smith, he's not only pushing Smith, but he's also pushing that air bubble as well into the back of Smith, which is in turn causing these guys to go faster, than everybody else. And that's kind of what you're seeing here.
I will say you probably can go faster if you bump draft, but at the same time, you're going to be more consistently fast doing this as well because the car is not going to be overheating. So you can, kind of keep that range at that perfect spot to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, as we take a look here with Andrew Teft, he just hit just about 200 heading up into turn 3.
Yeah, and that definitely tells me they're not pushing as hard as they can right now either, because you can hit 200 with the two cars pretty respectively, pretty easy here. But one thing about these cars is I'm pretty sure they overheat pretty quick as well.
Oh, definitely, and we saw that earlier with Matt Mittler in that number 311 machine. He was currently sitting back in that 26th spot. He did hang up the helmet back on lap 45, so it looked like they weren't able to get, a good finish repairs on that vehicle. So Matt Mittler went ahead and hung it up, and it looks like so did Kyle Hessen, that number 86 machine. So I think these two drivers are going to use a drop week this week for the championship run.
And holy cow, the track temp's 140 degrees.
Man, that's hot.
Yeah, so tire wear might actually be coming into play a little bit. That might be why we're seeing more right side tires being took than what you expected there, because the track temps is high. That'll cause a lot of tire wear.
Oh yeah, definitely. Talking about weather, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather here in the closing laps. It's 86 degrees outside, and like you said, that track temperature is hot at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's really super hot there, as your front leaders just put that number 38 of Jack Kelly and the 711 of Trevor Fetzig one lap down.
Yes, sir, I'll be right back momentarily.
Alrighty, right there you see Kensley Smith topping off at 202 miles an hour. And you see that Andrew Teft and Curtis Eckert, they went ahead and switched spots. And so Andrew Teft, he's going to be back out here leading in that number 98 RCA Ford Mustang. These drivers, these guys are some of the best out here on restricted plates. So, Teft, Eckert, Wayne Scott, Smith, no surprise seeing these guys out front. That group back behind, they've fallen back to, I believe, just about 4.3 seconds. So two of those cars back here, Austin Sale and Steven Luttrell, they've slowly started gaining on. Whoa! Big push there out of Austin Sale to the back bumper of the 08 machine of Steve Sizemore. Something that these guys got to be careful to do, as we do have 9 laps to go. That's separation right there between these two packs. These guys definitely got to try to figure something out. Get these cars above 200 for the longest out of both packs here. But as of right now, that top pack has the advantage. And they're really just not moving in between any higher than about 4.6 seconds. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see if a caution is going to come into play here.
Yeah, something else would be interesting to see is once it comes to the last lap, is all bets off for Chicken Coop Racing? Are they going to be racing for a win, or are they going to be happy just having the top 4 and not taking any risk?
Obviously, they're all going to finish in the top 4. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm just going to lay it out there right now. However, they're going to fight for those positions, especially for the race win, but they're going to do it, respectively. They're not going to beat and bash and, side draft and bang on each other. They're going to race it out the correct way because that's what these drivers do. But at the end of the day, everybody's looking for that championship. They want that race win to go towards the championship. And right now, these top 4 drivers, they have the opportunity to win this race today. And just because they are teammates, that don't mean they're not going to race hard, but they're going to do it with space.
And Matt Miller in the chat said the tires are wearing a lot post-update on this car. It's absolutely insane. I didn't even know these cars had an update.
Well, that's definitely very interesting to know. And that second pack with Sale and Luttrell, they are now just under 4 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to have quite enough time unless there is some kind of issue out of this front group here. There's going to be some kind of bad checkup or someone getting really loose, something. Oh, we got one around into the inside wall hard in that second pack.
Who was
I
it?
believe it was Austin Sill at 300 machine.
Yep.
Involved as well. And I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think that's going to bring out a caution yet.
Yeah, really, really hard hit there. Oh, why are you?
His car was absolutely destroyed there.
Yeah,
I'll get a look at it here. Oh, if you want to keep on the live action.
Yeah, it looks like he actually got turned off the front of Blake Beacon there, yeah, and just hard hit into that outside or that inside wall. But that did not. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, it did not bring out a caution. So we are going to say green flag here at Talladega. Here these guys come into the tri-oval, come into the line. They will have 3 laps to go. Andrew Teft, Curtis Secker, Kirby Wainscott, Kensley Smith. These guys were going to duel it out for the race win here at Talladega. Any 4 of these drivers can still win this race. They've got to be smart. They got to do it right. As you see, that number 15, Kensley Smith, kind of hanging back a little bit. Not sure if he's thinking about trying to make a run. But as of right now, he does not have any help from behind, so. I mean, these 2 lappers behind him, that number 38 of Jack Kelly and Trevor Fettig, they could very well help one of these drivers get past the other 3. All right, this time by at the start-finish line, these guys are going to see the popsicle sticks. 2 laps remaining here at Talladega Superspeedway. Up into turn number 1 and 2 so far. Everybody's staying single file. Hanging out right about 195 miles an hour. Nobody trying anything to, make any sort of rooms. Any kind of runs. And right now, these guys are just doing what they do at Chicken Coop. And I don't think my overlay didn't reload. Are you showing 2 to go or 3 to go?
It's 2 to go across the line for 1 to go this time.
Yeah, that's 2 to go.
Yep. White flag is out.
I am showing 2 to go.
Oh, racing says we're on lap 75, so I'm gonna go off of that.
I don't know, but the
Oh, big movement out of the front pack. Almost had a big rake there. Looks like Andrew Tapp trying to block all 3 lanes. Kirby Wayne's got hard into.
What
Oh,
is-
that was Kinsley Smith. Hard into Curtis Ecker there. As they're coming to 3 and 4 this time, Andrew Tapp is out to the point.
Oh, I lost connection.
Oh, that is very unfortunate, and it looks like it's going to be a drag race to the line. Andrew Tapp's going to be able to get it by a bumper. Kinsley Smith able to get around Curtis Ecker by a bumper as well. That was a very close finish and very unfortunate you missed that. But what we could do here is this number if we need to. Give me 1 minute here.
Are you thinking Ninja or Discord?
I'm thinking Discord.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me just a moment. Let me get this set up here real quick. I don't know what happened. It booted me straight out of the server, which hasn't happened to me in like ages now. I think this is my first actual disconnect in like
Been there.
8 months. So let me go ahead and get this. Let me
Andrew.
pop this out. Oops.
Where's that 98 at?
Victory lane.
All right, why are we not
Whatever.
full screen? All right, let me open up OBS. Let me get. So we do.
Excuse me, folks.
All right, so we do have that open. Let me do a.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Display capture. And we're gonna do this one right here.
Rewind it a little bit more here.
How about
Alright.
now?
All right. Let me go ahead and transfer you into this section here. I apologize about this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so this is where we at here, Dakota?
We're on the final lap here. I'm going to let you call it, bud. You ready?
All right, so we are coming to the one to go this time. Yeah, so Andrew Teft in that number 98 still out front, followed by Curtis Ecker, Kirby Wainscott, Kensley Smith in that number 15 still right there in that 4th spot. And now they are coming through turns 1 and 2 for the final time here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that run that number 15 is getting right here. He is going to look to go to the outside. He taps the cars in front of him, and they're going to run 3 wide. Andrew Teft blocks big time here on the back straight. Whoa! Holy moly. That is absolutely crazy. Now out of turn 4, Wayne Scott looking to the outside to get the race win. Side by side.
Curtis
Big.
Ecker, by the way.
Woo. Oh, that's Curtis Ecker. Well, 3 wide. Oh. 3 wide double at the line. Remember, that 36 and the 7-Eleven, these guys are racing for position too. So not only do you have the top 4, but you got those 2 running for position, and they come home 3 wide, 2 rows deep. And that's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the separation between the 2. Good.
Like, you can't get much closer than that. Almost a 3-way tie there. But Kinsley Smith able to get around Curtis Ecker by a hair at the line, man. A hair.
Yeah, that is just absolutely crazy. Let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and pull up these race results here for you and make sure we get the correct ones. Oh, you're going to do that to me, aren't you?
I don't
It's
know if
a-
you need me to pull it up.
Yeah. Whoops. Give me 1 second here. How about the old-fashioned way? Can I get it done the old-fashioned way? I'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Joseph, I see you in chat there, man. That was a very good finish. That was a very close finish. They were racing hard, banging doors. I mean, not really what I expected. I expected to be a little calmer with them all being teammates, but they really wanted that win. Andrew Tate coming out on top, though.
Yeah, definitely very great racing all around here, guys. Yes, I am not getting the race results this way. So I am going to have to do it the unconventional way here, ladies and gentlemen. But finishing first, it's going to be Andrew Tate, followed by Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine, followed by Curtis Ecker. Kirby Wainscott and Steve Luttrell will round out your top 5. Ryan Warp, Jonathan Stidham, Aaron Roth, Joseph Bonner, and Dennis Kane will round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Barry Nelson. Kenny Campos will bring it home 12th. Patrick Millett, Trevor Fetig. He nosed out Jack Kelly there for that 14th spot. Steve Sizemore, he will come back home 16th after speeding down pit road. Blake Beacon as well, he will rally back to that 17th spot, 1 lap down, speeding on pit road. Terry Fennell, Richie Joplin, Timothy Eisberg, Steve Castle, Brett Bray will round out your top 22. Mike Fudge, Austin Sale is going to be 23rd, 24th. And rounding out your field is going to be Kyle Hess and Matt Mettler. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize about everything that, that just took place here at the end of this this race. iRacing, I guess, just did not like my connection to the server, so they did boot me. I had to come back in. But we're going to go ahead and do driver interviews anyway. Because, well, we're just that good and we can still do that. And I believe we said it was...
Curtis Ecker coming home 3rd place. Curtis is Dakota Mike in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Man, Kensley Smith got by you by just a hair at the line. Y'all were beating and banging. Walk us through that last lap, man.
Yeah, we knew we were just going to ride it out to that final lap. And, I mean, of course, we're going to battle for the win. But, yeah, things got a little more chaotic on the backstretch than we definitely planned on. I was on the apron now for sure when I was going to enter back into turn 3. I was for sure it's going to be a handful, but it hung right on, and it was definitely a wild half a lap.
Yeah, that is for sure. Y'all did a heck of a job keeping them things straight there and putting on a good battle for the last lap. I believe we were able to go back and get a view of it, but I mean, congratulations on the P3 finish. I'm going to hand it over to Mike so he can ask you a few questions here.
All right.
Yeah, Curtis, I mean, what a way to finish this race. I mean, once again, minus that first incident on the first lap, we went flag to flag again here on the Full Send Friday Night Superspeedway series. And let me tell you what, this season so far, hands down, has been absolutely phenomenal. What is your experience so far, this first 4 races, doing this, pretty much flag to flag each race? And I mean, just how do you feel as one of the drivers out there that's making this happen?
I mean, it's really no surprise. Everybody out here is really respectful for the most part and excellent racers. And then, yeah, I mean, when you go flag to flag, it's all about making sure you don't make those pit road errors. And usually if you can have solid pit stops, you're usually going to have a decent finish.
Yeah, definitely, and that's definitely one of the biggest things that we're always looking for here. But that's all I got for you, Curtis. Congratulations on your 3rd place. And is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go here today?
Of course, my family, and usually my sponsor, Family Traditions RV Rentals. You guys do an amazing broadcast as usual, almost every night of the week. And Andrew and everybody who puts on this great racing league.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Curtis. And we look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
All right, sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver that number 8 machine is going to be Curtis Ecker, coming home 3rd. Let's go ahead and get up our 2nd place finisher.
It's going to be Kensley Smith in that number 15. Kensley, it's Dakota Mike from the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Man, you had a good run coming to the outside about the last half of the race, or the last half of the last lap of the race there, Andrew Ted threw up a pretty good block, and I believe you and Curtis got into it a little bit, but you was able to get right around them there at the finish line.
Yeah,
How you feel?
Coming out of backstretch, I had a good run. Yeah, Andrew threw that block, and I just kept my foot in it, and when I hit him, both of us got sent to the to the infield, or towards the infield. Andrew was able to gather it up, and I was only able to gather it up because I ping ponged off of Curtis. So, but I'm glad he was able to get back on track, and we were able to get a really good finish.
Oh man, y'all put on quite a show on that last lap. I was expecting y'all to be a little bit more civil, but I mean, a race win's a race win. At the end of the day, y'all had such a good lead. I don't think it really mattered anyways. And I'm gonna hand it over to Mike for some questions though.
Yeah, Kensley, once again, what a phenomenal performance out of you out of that number 15 Napa Chevy. What's it like, down on track? This is our fourth race of the season. I'm going to be asking all of you guys this. We went pretty much flag to flag. We had that first caution lap one, and then you guys just said, see you later, we're going to complete this all in one shot, and that's exactly what you guys did. And just this season alone has been absolutely phenomenal. As a driver down on the track, being able to run this many green flag laps, how's that feel, for you as a driver?
It's kind of nerve-wracking. You don't really get any like time to like rest mentally or physically. So kind of towards the end of the race, you kind of get a little exhausted and drained, just because I mean there's so much going on, and you're worried about if this race in particular, you're worried about is the pack behind us catching us? Are we pulling away from them? Or do we have enough fuel? Do we have like all this stuff is going through your mind, and it takes a mental toll on you when we have these green flag runs like this. But a lot of these guys in here, they're able to accept the challenge of the mental capabilities that it takes to do these long green flag runs. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of leagues is a lot of guys, they don't have the attention span or the mental capabilities of doing it. And hats off to all these guys besides the first incident on the first lap. It was a flawless run. And everybody, I think almost everybody finished the race except for two. So
Yeah.
that's really good.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, Andrew, congratulations on the win, and everything he does for the league. All these guys, we have a lot of admiration for him for the effort and the pure, like, he's zoned in on everything Racers Lead and what's going on and creating new events and stuff like that. So thank you to Andrew, and of course you guys in the booth is probably going to be a really fun one to rewatch. And then of course my wife and my daughter.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on your runner-up finish here at Talladega, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, Kensley Smith, will bring it home second. And now let's talk to the man of the hour. The fourth driver to win this season, Andrew Tiff. This is Mike and Dakota up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, Dakota, go ahead and take it away, buddy.
Man, you threw a pretty good block there on Kensley Smith, who had a really good run, and it kind of shook things up behind you and allowed for you to get an easy win, I would say. But they were coming, and it was a very close finish. How do you feel after your win today?
Yeah, that was a blast. Wednesday, this came down to something similar, and I wasn't aggressive enough with the blocking. I think I finished, I don't know, fourth or something, but I was leading coming to the end, and I don't normally like to be leading at the end of these. I kind of feel like a sitting duck, but I got a few really big pushes that last lap. One from Curtis when we got to the start of the backstretch, and then that kind of shot me up the track a little bit. Got up in front of Kensley and got another shot from him. Somehow saved that one, and was still barely clear on Curtis. And then I was trying not to give anybody my right rear Figured they'd be able to pull me back, and Curtis got out there. I figured it was over, but then Kirby came with another huge shot. So I think tried to throw it away a few times on the last lap, but it still worked out. So just pleasure running with all these guys. We worked together well the whole race and had pretty flawless pit stops, no penalties. We were all able to stick together and draft pretty much the entire race, and just worked out beautifully.
I mean, Chicken Coop racing, like you said, almost a flawless race there. Basically, well-deserved battle there at the end, well-deserved win, top 4 for all y'all there. I mean, heck of a run. Mike, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Yeah, Andrew, first and foremost, once again, congratulations on your race win here today. And for anybody out there watching, when you hear our drivers, they thank Andrew for putting this on. It's Andrew Teft right here who won the race today. He's one heck of a league owner. He's constantly updating everything. I don't know how the heck he does it, but Andrew, thank you so much for everything you do on that aspect. But something I want to ask you, and I've asked the other two as well. This season for the full send super speedway season has been filled with green flag racing, and this is a total 360 compared to last season. How does this feel for you as a not only as a owner of the league, but as a driver down on track as well?
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends how you look at it. Some people want the excitement of the yellows, and it's always impressive when you can run one of these plate tracks green or plate races. But yeah, it makes mistakes even more impactful, I think, because you never really get a chance to re-rack when the yellows don't come out. So, speeding penalty or just losing the draft in a pit cycle or something like that can really kill you. With these, I think when it does go green like this, I think our team strengths really show because we're able to stick together through those cycles, and it's tough to get a good group of 4 or 5 guys and be able to pit all the times you need without some kind of adversity happening, somebody sliding through their box, or getting some kind of pit penalty or damage in and out. But the last 2 plate races tonight and Wednesday, we've been able to just kind of execute flawlessly, and I don't know. As a driver, this can be kind of fun too. Obviously everybody loves the giant pack racing, and we'll take that any day of the week. But this kind of gets interesting also when you've got multiple packs chasing each other down, and can't tell you how many times we get to the end of these and they're all somehow coming back together after 75 laps and wind up with a nail biter.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things, talk about the other racing, it's also come down, just as bad, as it is for, uh, coming down to fuel mileage. A couple of these races already came down to just fuel mileage alone. And that's pretty exciting, for us at home. Can that driver make it? Can this driver not make it? What's going to happen? Are they going to run out of fuel? When will they run out of fuel? But I mean, all around, it's just been absolutely phenomenal racing this season for all 4 series that you guys have. But I'm going to leave it there at that note, Andrew. Congratulations on your win. And is there anybody that you'd like to thank before we let you go today?
It's just my teammates again. That was just a lot of fun running tonight with everybody. And want to thank our servicemen and women. Hope everybody stays safe. Want to thank our friends, family, you guys for helping out in the booth, Chantel and Race Control. And if anybody's interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. Tomorrow night we've got a SRX race at Oswego, the asphalt configuration. That'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern, same time as tonight. So if you're interested, find all the info on our website, Discord invites, just shoot me a message on there. We'll get you set up and whatever you like.
Absolutely. Sounds fabulous. Well, Andrew, congratulations once again on your race win. And we will see you tomorrow night, bud.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 98 machine, your race winner, Andrew Teft. Dakota, again, what an incredible race here at Talladega. You know, again, kind of like to hit off what Andrew said. You know, we didn't get to see our big crashes that we normally see. We do miss those, but it's also nice, you know, to see how these drivers handle green flag pit stops. You know, strategy, let alone, you know, how are they going to finish it off under green? And that's just another whole excitement level, you know, not only for us up here in the booth, but everybody at home. What's your final thoughts here before we lead off?
I mean, we might be missing out on some wrecks, but it's leading to a lot of strategy, and it's really allowing for these drivers to show that not only do you have to, you know, not only can you survive the race, you can be very smart with how you do the race as well. And we're starting to see a little bit different side of things. I mean, if you want to go see wrecks, you might just have to find another league. But this league always puts on a good one, even when they do have some. It's very minimal.
Yeah, absolutely. I've absolutely been enjoying this so much. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth alongside my good friend, the Master of Chaos, Dakota LaRue. Again, if you guys want to join us, just head over to racerselite.com. Head over to racerselite.com. Also, get your apparel there as well. Link to the Discord to join us. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. We thank you so much for that. We will be back, if not tomorrow night with those SRX cars. We will be back Sunday morning when the Premier Series heads to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 200 laps around that fast sweeping 1.5 mile speedway. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, again, you guys have yourself a beautiful day. And we always remember, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, go make it fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a gorgeous time zone.